250. It's quite a number, Premier Planet. 250 studio tapings here at Premier Pro Wrestling. What a milestone we celebrated this last Saturday night, man. I think back to the first time I ever came to see Premier Pro Wrestling. It was PPW number 6. And now here I am with the honor to be able to announce and be the master of ceremonies for PPW 250 from the bottom of our hearts, Premier Planet. Thank you so much for your support in helping get us to this point. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Justin Barlow, and I'm here to tell you all about what transpired this last Saturday at our 250th studio taping. If you weren't able to make it out to the Premier Studio here at 1230 Davis Road in Woodstock, Illinois, we opened the evening with a #1 contenders match for the PPW World Tag Team Championships. The winners will go on to face the champions. The reigning champions are still the self-proclaimed special people, Iniestra and Semsei. It was Slick Willy and Wolfman Huck taking on the team of the Bone Dog Bryce Akers and Not Bad Chad. And at the end of this one, not one, but 2 sunset flips from Chad and Bryce on both of their opponents take home the victory for the Bone Dog and the Boogeyman. They are now the new #1 contenders to the PPW World Tag Team Championships, and they're going to get their opportunity sometime soon down the road. Following that, it was the return of the Something to Prove Challenge. It's been a long time since we've seen this here in Premier Pro Wrestling, but this last Saturday, some new faces out of the Premier Academy, as well as some familiar faces who, based on their win-loss record here in PPW, were entered into this elimination gauntlet. The participants were Haka, a newcomer from the Polynesian Islands, Slappo the Clown, 07.5, Ghoul, the American Beard, Flying Phoenix, Ultimo León, and Pancho, and the Russian Assassin. It came down to the Russian Assassin, or rather, who we thought was the Russian Assassin, and newcomer Pancho. But in the course of this final round, the Assassin takes off his hat, takes off his mask, and reveals to everyone that it is not the Russian Assassin. It is, in fact, the PPW World Heavyweight Champion, the symbol of excellence, Matt Vine. Obviously trying to come in and make a statement, trying to prove more of his dominance here in Premier Pro Wrestling over these newcomers, but that was Matt Vine's downfall, because as he turned his back on Pancho, Pancho delivers a missile dropkick, catches the champion completely off guard, and picks up a pinfall over Vine to win not just the gauntlet, but get a non-title victory over the reigning PPW World Heavyweight Champion in the process. And it was at that point that Premier COO Randy Ritchie announced that if Vine should retain his title in the main event, Pancho would get an opportunity at the PPW World Heavyweight Championship. After the gauntlet, it was Sky's choice. And this week, Sky chose someone who's been here since day one, since PPW #1. Sky said, in this business, you have to be tough. Well, few come as tough as the man she selected to face. It was Wrestling Andy, the PPW veteran. Now, Andy came out to accept the challenge, but through the course of the match, he was conflicted because he and Sky are friends. He didn't want to hurt Sky, but Sky was ready for competition. This match between these 2 fan favorites was exciting to watch until Connor Core and 03 come out to spoil the party. The match is thrown out, but it was at that point that Connor took a microphone and threw out the challenge for a tag team match, him and 03 versus Sky and Andy. The reason being, he said that he didn't like how misogynist, and I'm quoting here, Andy was being by refusing to face Sky because, as Connor loves to say, he thinks that men and women should be treated equally in the wrestling business, so he feels that Andy was being a little sexist by not wanting to fight Sky. That we had an impromptu tag team match, and at the end of this match, Sky Blue and Andy take a disqualification, but I don't think they cared. I think that the sacrifice was worth the reward because they delivered low blows to both 03 and now he's known as Catch Can, Connor Core. But because of this, This Saturday night, we're putting Sky's choice on hold because Connor Core has challenged Sky to a one-on-one match. Connor is very upset over, as he says it, Sky's complete lack of sportsmanship in this tag team match. And then it was time, folks. It was time for the big blockbuster main event of PPW 250, a four corners elimination match with the PPW World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Jose Acosta versus Chase Gosling versus Semsei versus the symbol of excellence and reigning PPW champion, Matt Vine. The first man eliminated was Chase Gosling, as Chase had Jose bent backwards over his shoulder. Jose pushes off the top rope, lands on his feet, and catches Chase with a backslide from which Chase could not escape. And that was not the only elimination by Jose in this contest, because next up, Jose eliminates Semsei by pushing off of the corner and rolling backward to eliminate Semsei. It came down to Jose and Matt Vine. Take a look at the footage and see for yourself who walked away from PPW 250 with the gold.
Here is your winner and still Premier Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion, the symbol of excellence, Matt Vine.
So after a hard-fought final round in this Four Corners elimination match, Matt Vine retains the PPW World Heavyweight Championship, but as we mentioned earlier, folks, it had been announced that if Vine were to retain the title, he would have to defend it against the man who pinned him in the Something to Prove gauntlet, PPW newcomer Pancho. That is going to be your main event for this Saturday night. PPW World Heavyweight title, the symbol of excellence, Matt Vine defends against PPW newcomer Pancho. Also coming up this Saturday night, Connor Core versus Sky Blue. We also are going to have Jose Acosta going one-on-one with Semsei, and it is going to be Chase Gosling, Mr. Electricity, taking on the Bone Dog, Bryce Akers. Make sure you're here for all of that excitement and more this coming Saturday night at PPW 251 Premier Planet. And as always, you can continue to support us by following us everywhere you may roam on social media. And if you haven't already done so, make sure you get on PremierProWrestling.com and click that on-demand link and start your 2-week free trial of PPW On Demand. I'm Justin Barlow. Thank you so much for your continued support, Premier Planet. We'll see you folks out here this Saturday night for PPW 251.